Hey there, and welcome. So today, we're going to talk about something that, well, I think affects every single one of us. It's this powerful idea of what happens when life just doesn't go according to plan. Let's really dive into the architecture of that unexpected path.
So let me ask you this. Ever feel like your life just went completely off script? I mean, we've all been there, right? You've got this vision, this perfect map, maybe even a detailed itinerary for your future. And then, boom, life happens. And all of a sudden, you're on a road you never, ever intended to travel. Okay, so our journey today starts right here with what we're calling the myth of the plan. It's all about why we expect life to be this nice, neat, straight line.
There's a real comfort in this, isn't there? We imagine this future that seems so clear, so planned out, so certain. We draw these maps for our careers, for our relationships, for our own personal growth. And why do we do it? Because creating that blueprint gives us this sense of control, right? A feeling of security in a world that can feel pretty chaotic. But as we're about to see, that blueprint, it's almost never the final design.
And that, right there, brings us to our next big idea: when the road turns. Because let's be honest, one thing is absolutely certain: no journey, and I mean none, ever moves in a perfectly straight line.
And these turns can come in so many forms, can't they? I mean, look at these common disruptions. Your plans just fall apart, or maybe a wild opportunity appears completely out of the blue. Sometimes circumstances just kind of push you toward a new path you never saw coming. And in that moment, the future that seemed so certain just, poof, becomes totally uncertain.
And what's our first instinct when that happens? We resist. We hold on for dear life to that original plan. It's like we're trying to glue the old map back together, trying to force the pieces to fit, all while wondering, why didn't this go the way I planned it? We just grip so tightly to what was because letting go feels, well, it feels terrifying.
And that feeling, that resistance, leads us right to the heart of it all, the fear of the unknown. This is all about why that change feels so incredibly uncomfortable. This really breaks down that internal conflict perfectly. Just look at the two sides here. The old path, it was familiar. It was predictable. You knew what you were getting. But this new road, it's uncertain. It's unknown. And that, by its very nature, is just uncomfortable. It's a classic battle, really. The safety of what you know versus the anxiety of what you don't.
Okay, but this is where we need to make a really crucial pivot in our thinking. Let's talk about the gift of the detour. Because what if we could reframe these disruptions? What if they're not failures, but actually essential, meaningful parts of our story? So here's how we can start to see the purpose in these turns. First, think about it. A closed door can actually lead to a way better opportunity. That job you didn't get? Maybe it pushed you to find the one you were really meant for. Second, a failure can teach a lesson that success never ever could. Some lessons you only learn the hard way. And third, an unexpected change can reveal these hidden strengths you didn't even know you had. It forces you to dig deep. And all of this leads to a really cool idea, a term we're calling a necessary turning point. Here's the definition. What seems like a huge obstacle today might later reveal itself as a crucial part of your journey's natural design. It's not a bug, it's a feature. So that brings us to our final section, and it's a big one: your true destination. This is all about embracing the path you're actually on, with all its twists and turns. Listen to this quote. The road we feared taking becomes the one that teaches us the most about ourselves. Wow, let that sink in for a second. It's such a powerful idea, right? The very path that filled you with dread, the one you fought against, that's often where the greatest self-discovery happens. It's right there, in the middle of all that discomfort and uncertainty, that we find out who we really are.
And here's another one that really hits home. The path we never planned becomes the path that leads us exactly where we need to be. That's the beautiful paradox, isn't it? We spend all this time and energy trying to stick to our own map, only to find out that the detour, well, that was the real path all along. It's a pretty wild thought, that maybe life actually knows where it's going better than we do.
So if you're at one of those crossroads right now, feeling like your life has completely gone off script, just try to remember this. A change in direction isn't the end of your journey. It's actually the beginning of a whole new chapter. So I'll leave you with this one last question to chew on. Think about it. What if your greatest detour is actually your true destination?